must-have social media platforms? I got you. In this video, I'll share all my secrets with you of how I stay active and consistent on my social media platforms and which apps do I use. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Tita. I'm a design and social media enthusiast, and so if you want to learn more about these and also the content creation world, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Also activate the notifications. I post weekly, but therefore you'll just be notified whenever a video is up, and also follow me on my social media platforms if you want to have access to more content and also behind the scenes. So for today's video, I have a great topic in mind. Every time I post a reels or somewhat of a post that it's more different, everyone just asks me how I do it, what apps do I use, and so I'll try to just summarize everything on this video. So I do own an iPhone 11. I think you've known by now. If you haven't watched it, I did a whole unboxing about this iPhone and it kind of went viral. So if you want to watch it, I'll let it be here, there. I never know. And I have a whole iPhone series on this channel if you want to know more about my iPhone and what I use it for, some more apps for productivity, for self-care, whatever, you name it, it's there. But for today's video, I'll share the apps that I use in order to maintain an active and consistent social media. The first step on the creative process that I do is always the inspiration part. How do I get my inspiration, you may ask? I've done a video also all about it. So recently, if you want to check it out, it will be here. How to get inspired in 2022. I highly recommend because I go through a top 5, I think, ways for you to get inspired this year, and you have some low-key things there, so I would highly recommend if you're a content creator, designer, social media manager, someone who just needs inspiration, that's a great video for you to watch. So I'll go throughout the creative process as I go presenting you the apps, just because then you can just have a more sense of the purpose of each app, and I think it will be also great to share the creative process as a content creator. So for this first step, the inspo, I obviously use Pinterest. Everyone does it, and the thing that I love most about Pinterest is that you have huge diversity in terms of content, so I feel like it's a great place for everyone to just get inspired. I use Pinterest very easily. Basically, I already have some kind of ideas on the back of my mind, and so what I do is just I search by keywords everything that I plan on doing. For example, I knew it on the first video as a day of content creation that I did. I'll link it down below as well. I did a car photo shoot, and for that I knew specifically the type of photos that I wanted, but I searched on Pinterest like car photos, aesthetically pleasing car photos, something like that, and everything just came up, and I was like very much inspired, and I just kind of realized some angles that I could explore, some, I don't know, editing that I could explore also. So I think it's a great place for you to start whenever you have these content creation kind of different photos in mind, or you just don't have ideas and you want to start somewhere. That's a great place for you to start. Besides my fellow friend Pinterest, I also use all the other social media platforms as a source of inspiration. So personally on Instagram, I have like a must-follow list of content creators that really inspired me and that just focused on doing high quality content, even though they don't have a huge following like others. And so I really admire people that have a low following and just focus on the high quality of the content. But yeah, I really use Instagram not only for photos but also for graphics and some kind of like reels or stories ideas. Then for TikTok, I love watching TikTok. It's more like an app that I just use to have fun, but I get very inspired by whenever I search, for example, social media platform ideas or content creation ideas or something like that. There's a huge community of social media managers and content creators there that just are there to give you some tips and hacks on how to do your own content, like me. So if that's something that interests you, I highly recommend to go on TikTok and follow my page. No, but really, it's a great source of inspiration. On YouTube, I really like to just consume videos that I feel like are so well done. I wish I was the one who did that. Whenever I have that feeling, I take photos of the video, I take some notes of the videos, so I can just, on future videos, try to recreate or just do my own version, and I really like it. It is a great source of inspiration for videographers, for YouTubers, and also for designers, because you just have a lot of videos about design, you have a lot of videos about small business, and I really recommend. I love YouTube with all my heart, so this is a great way for you to get inspired. The next step on the creation process, it is the planning and organizing. These two just come hand in hand, because you either have to plan the content or you have to organize it because you have just a bunch of ideas. So let's go through the apps that I use. Personally, I love the Google apps. I love Google Calendar to organize, plan my content. I love Google Docs to do all the scripts for my YouTube videos. And I love Google Drive because there I can organize and transfer the content that I already had produced. And you know, it is just a great way to have your files uploaded on the drive, and then you can just download it whenever you feel like it. But I also love Notion. I'm trying like really seriously to get into Notion, and I'm doing some templates for myself, for you guys, so that's a news that's coming. And so I'm very excited about this app. It is very complete, and so that's why sometimes I'm not feeling very motivated about using it, because it does give you a lot of work at first. But once you have the templates, it's so nice. It is very aesthetically pleasing. You can just customize however you want, and then you just can do a lot with it. I really love Notion because it's great to have everything synchronized. I don't have every single item of the Apple universe. I really like apps that I can just easily synchronize with my PC, iPhone, and iPad, because as a content creator, it is important for you to have access to your planner and organize it everywhere you go. And stay tuned for some Notion templates that are coming. So then, having my content organized and planned, I also kind of do that like once a week and once a month, but I like to just go over it every single day or every single week, just in order to have everything clear. So the next phase is, of course, the photo and video editing. After having all the content that I want captured with the equipment that I use, which I'll do a video all about that in the future, I start editing everything. And for that, these are the apps that I use. First of all, 𝒕𝒂𝒎𝒄. I really love this app with all my heart as well, just because you have a lot of filters that you can play with. I did my own filter there, which is great. So now I have this consistency on the filters that I use. And then you also have a lot of overlays, so you can edit your Reels and TikTok. I really like it just because you can do a lot of things and you can get really creative and very aesthetically pleasing with your content. I have the pro version, but I really recommend. I feel like as a content creator, that's something that is a must-have, but the free app works as well. I highly recommend for you to just explore the app. Then I also use Lightroom. I've used this app for so long, like 6 years now probably. So I do have my own filters. I do all my editing there just because it is a very professional app and you can do a lot with it. Sometimes I complement, so I will just edit the filter part on my Lightroom app, and then I'll do some overlays or like the video filters or whatever I feel like I have to do in order to have my video or photo perfect on the 𝒕𝒂𝒎𝒄 app. I really use these two apps as a combo. Then I really use InShot. I highly recommend. It is the app that I've been using for years for video editing and I love it. But recently I discovered CapCut, which is easier if you are trying to do, for example, TikToks. You can do a lot with that app, and so I'm just transitioning myself to one to the other. I highly recommend them both, but I'm more invested on the CapCut for now because it is a must-have nowadays and you have a lot of free tools for you to explore, so I highly recommend. So then after this part, the photo and video editing, either the content is ready to just go up, or I have to do some graphic design work, or that's the purpose and I just want to do a graphic design post, I use Canva. I know this is a very tricky app, especially coming from a designer and social media manager, but it's great. I pay the Canva Pro version, and so I can do a lot with it, and as a professional that really helps, not only because you and your clients have a whole space where you can work together, but also you can do a lot with it and have everything synchronized on all your devices. And that, as I mentioned, it's something that I really value. I highly recommend. You can easily do Reels cover, for example, or design posts, or just add a little bit of spark onto your photos. So I highly recommend. So those were all the apps that I have for you today. I really hope you guys liked it. I'll definitely do a part 2 of this video because there are a lot more to talk about, but for now those were it. Comment down below some apps that you feel like could just help the community. I really hope you guys liked this video, found it helpful, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye! Stay safe and stay happy!